Hi, I'm Camilla.
And I'm Kang, and we are
the FI Resellers. And we're back with a What Sold video.
Yeah, we're back after so long.
Yes, so this is what sold for us while we were having a baby and while we were in the thick of it, in brand new newborn stages, new parents.
Parental leave.
Yes, on our reselling parental leave. We are so excited to share these sales with you because these are sales that happened when we were basically off duty. And so it's awesome to have a business that we can kind of run even when we're not really running it.
Right. So these are just a few sales that we had, some of the highlights, some that we really wanted to show you because they're too good to pass up. So let's jump into them.
All right, let's start off with this Stetson hat. This brand is definitely well known for its Western hats. It's a very popular Western brand. Stetson hats vary in quality, and the more X's that there are in the hat right there, the higher quality it is. So you definitely want to take note of that and kind of price accordingly. It makes it a little easier to also look up comps, and a lot of the time it has all of the information you need inside the brim of the hat. So you'll see here that there's a style name, obviously the color, the size right there is really important. This one is a 6 3/4 large, and a few other pieces of information. If it's there, then all the better, but otherwise definitely a Bolo brand. This one happens to be a teardrop shape here at the top. That's a keyword that you can put in there, and it's got a nice little detail around here, this ribbon. So not too bad. The buyer paid $96.65 and we're gonna ship it out. Went ahead and just put it in a large mailing box. It fit pretty snugly in there, kind of at an angle, and I made sure that it's not going to bounce around too much. So we have 2 pounds on it, and we're just going to ship it 2 pounds. All right, you know what time it is. It is Johnny Was time. Yeah, look at that. So we have this blazer by Johnny Was. It's kind of this nice jacket, heavily embroidered, and you know how we love selling Johnny Was. And this is one of the tags from Johnny Was. This is our favorite brand to sell, and we sold it for $44.65, and that's because it's got a little bit of yellowing around the collar. We did put this through a OxyClean bath twice, and it's gotten it pretty white. It's gotten it pretty nice, but it was pretty bad before, and it's probably the reason why the person who left it at the bins, who kind of put it back, did so. It did take a little bit of work, but totally worth it. We love saving items like these because the brand is good. We know that it's going to sell to someone who just really loves this type of embroidery from this brand. And with most things over a pound, we like to just put it in a padded flat rate. You'll see that it'll pretty much fit almost perfectly. We're gonna try to squeeze it in there a little bit. Well, there you go, pretty much a perfect fit there. We're going to fold it over and ship it out.
Next we sold this scarf, and it's by the brand Johnny Was, which I didn't realize when I first picked it up. I just thought it looked really nice, and when I checked the tag, it says very small there, johnnywaz.com. So that made me think, okay, this is gonna be a good pickup, and it was. It sold for $40 plus shipping, and really happy with that. It did say Johnny Was secure at the bottom. I didn't see that when I was, looking at it at the bins. Picked this up from the Goodwill bins in a really awesome haul that we're going to release in the future, and it's going to be a really cool experiment. So this is one of the ones from that, and it's 100% silk, and it's this really nice pattern. It's very cool. So all those things helped it sell. The brand, the fact that it's silk, and the fact that it's, this really beautiful pattern. Okay, next we sold this torn up quilt, and this is definitely a cutter quilt is what it's called when, a quilt is in major disrepair. A cutter quilt is basically one that, you can use for other projects. You might not use it, as a quilt itself, or you might, need to repair all these things, but mostly what I think people do is they cut, as the name implies, they cut the pieces that are still in good condition and then use them in other projects. So You know, you see people making jackets, you see people making, you know, other things with quilts now. These are, you know, some of the ways that they get that material. And this quilt sold for $70 plus shipping. And the reason it sold for so much is that some of these in these smaller patches are feed sack fabric. So that dates the quilt, and it also is just, they have really cool patterns and they're very unique, and so people seek them out. They are definitely something that you should be on the lookout for. There are lots of different patterns, but often they're kind of this quirky, you know, kind of vintage style. So if you see something like that, you can always use Google Lens to see if they're feed sack fabric, and that raises the value of it, definitely. So this is a bow tie style quilt, and this is one that's like a mid-range value style. The, you know, ones that go for a lot of money are the Grandma's Flower Garden pattern and the double wedding ring quilt pattern. So this one is kind of mid-tier. It's a little bit more complicated than just like a regular 9-patch, which is just the plain squares, but it's not quite as complicated as some of the ones that have the really small patches.
All right, surprise, surprise, we sold another quilt. This one happens to be what is called a 9-patch quilt, and it's made in 9 patches over and over and over throughout the entire quilt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it's just all throughout. And this one happens to have a date, 2016. Not sure what that is. We got this from the bins. We were really lucky to have gotten one in such nice condition. It's got this, what we called kind of patriotic almost. It's like red, white, and bluish. And we put those keywords in there, hopefully to grab some attention. We actually sold this for $80 plus shipping because it was in pretty good condition and it has some really nice detailing too. So this kind of looks like a 4-leaf clover as well. And so I think that kind of helped it, with, especially with the 4th of July coming up. We're gonna ship this out and hopefully it'll get to them by 4th of July. And maybe it'll be part of their theme for whatever they're using it for. So don't sleep on quilts. This one happens to be that, like I said, 9-patch. You can see that these are in pluses, and you can find that 9-patch quilts are going to vary from person to person. It just happens to be a broader spectrum of quilt patterns. So keep that in mind, 9-patch quilts.
So our next sale is this pair of Air Jordans, and they are the Retro 99 bread sneakers, and we found that out, you know, by looking up the little code in here, and then we got these authenticated with our friends the ATL Flippers. We asked them, you know, what do you think of these? Do you think they're legit? And they said to price them around $90, which is what we did, and they sold for full price. So the buyer was all in $105.40. So really great sale. Really happy to get these going. They did take a little while to sell, a couple months, so a little bit longer to sit, but in the end, really good profit.
We sold these hiking shoes by A Solo, and these are really nice. We've gotten these for a few dollars at the bins, and usually these go for what I saw, $80 to $100 for some of the better models. This one happened to have only sold for about $56, which we're happy about because, you know, we got them from the bins. But otherwise, kind of be on the lookout for A Solo. They happen to make really good hiking shoes, pretty sought after, and some of the better ones will net you a lot more profit. But overall, these were in really good condition, and we're happy to have taken an offer. We also have another pair, so hopefully they'll sell for about $50 as well.
Okay, so those are some great sales. It was over the course of a few weeks, so from the 10th through the 30th, that was kind of the amount of time that we kind of had our stores off, all of that. Now we're going to show our numbers from those almost 3 weeks. So in total, we sold 33 items for a gross revenue of $1,247.34. Our cost of goods for those items was $66.90. And on eBay, we sold 29 items. So 29 out of 33, that's the majority of them. Yeah. We'll explain why in just a minute. And on eBay, we had a profit of $713.91. On Poshmark, we sold 2 items for $25.75. On Facebook, we just sold 1 item for $32.67. And Mercari, we didn't have any sales. We had turned off Mercari prior to when we started doing these sales. And so in total, our net profit from these 3 weeks was $783.20. So
Not too bad.
not too bad considering we did hardly any work. We were just kind of shipping things out, and even then we shipped things out, kind of towards the end of that time period. And so pretty good, because in total in June we made a good amount, over $2,000 in profit, which is pretty good considering we're kind of off duty for 3 weeks out of the 4 weeks.
Right.
So really happy with the amount of money that we made this past month. eBay really came through for us because we sold 29 items there, and eBay, we're able to do that because of their time away settings, where you can still accept offers with just a longer handling time. And
Right.
so what we did is we put that on, and then we also messaged anyone who sent us an offer just to confirm that they saw that it wasn't going to ship for a while. And a lot of people were very gracious with us. So that's an awesome feature on eBay. We wish that the other platforms would do this. We wish that we could do this on Poshmark and Facebook and Mercari, but you just can't, and that's definitely an advantage to eBay.
Yeah, they have, their standards that they set. Poshmark, you got to get your items out after 6 or some odd days at the very latest, right? So eBay, very good. It's probably the best platform. We love it mainly because of this, right? You get to do this while you're on parental leave. This might be the best side hustle for, new moms. It might be the best side hustle for when you're just having a baby and you have something established and you just need some time away and you're still making sales. As long as you have good items, people want them, they're willing to wait for them. And so they are gracious with the timing of it. Not everyone wants 2-day shipping, right? And so if they find a good deal, they'll want it on eBay.
Yeah, and depending on what kind of items you have, like if you have really unique items, then people are willing to wait because you have the only one that's available, or you have the best deal on something. And if they don't have that urgency, and if there isn't, a million other available throughout the internet, then you kind of have the share of the market there. So that's definitely something to keep in mind when you are doing your time away, that you will probably get sales depending on the number of items that you have listed, the type of items that you have listed, and just the magic of the eBay algorithm that we don't fully understand, but seems to bring up items like this. So we are just grateful for the ability that reselling has given us in this time, and the ability for us to make money even when we're not totally focused on our business, because honestly our focus is 100% elsewhere right now.
Aside from that, we are going to update you on the total stock market index experiment in the future, because it is important to see when markets are down like this that we continue to do what we preach, and we are still putting money into the stock market. But that's really all we have for you today.
So thank you for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked this video, and consider subscribing if you aren't subscribed already. We are going to try to come back to YouTube at this point. We kind of feel like we now have our heads a little bit above water, and so we're excited to be able to turn back to kind of what we were doing before. So comment down below how your sales are going. Have you ever used this time away on eBay, and how did it go for you? We'd love to hear from you down in the comments below, and just chat and catch up with you down there.
We're really grateful that you've come back to watch us. We've been away, and there are a lot of you out there who are just so good to us, and we really appreciate it that you've reached out to us, that you want to know that we're doing well, and we're just so grateful for this community, and we're still rooting for you. We love seeing the things that you're selling, especially on Instagram, and we do watch YouTube videos. We might not always comment, but we really do just want to keep up with the reselling community, and we're so grateful that you keep up with us. So keep that passion burning, y'all. We're really just so happy for you, and we are trying to still figure all of this out, and so we're grateful that you're here. We'll see you later.
Bye.